everyone. My name is Jessica Seaton, and I teach third grade at Christenberry Elementary. I hope you all are staying safe and well. Today, we're going to talk about geography, and more importantly, about continents and oceans. If you think back to when you were in August and September with your teacher, you could remember about learning about the continents and the oceans around the world. But we're going to go back and review some of our vocabulary before we go to our tasks. Today, continent is a large area of land. Ocean is a large area of salt water. A map is a flat view of the earth. There are 5 major oceans: the Pacific, the Atlantic, Indian, Southern, and Arctic. There are 7 continents: North America, South America, Asia, Africa, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. Let's start with North America first. North America has 3 main countries. There's more than that, but we're going to talk about the 3: Canada, Mexico, and of course the United States. Canada has 2 main languages spoken, which is English and French. It's the 2nd largest country in the world by total area. It has 10 provinces and 3 territories, has the longest coastline in the world, has the longest border in the world with the United States. Canada has over 30,000 lakes. That's a lot for one country. Winters can be very cold in Canada. The maple leaf is a Canadian symbol and is featured on their national flag. The United States of America. We know a lot about the United States because we live here. On July 4, 1776, we established the United States of America and made ourselves our own country. The U.S. is the 4th largest country in the world by land and the 3rd by population. The tallest mountain in the United States is Mount McKinley, located in the state of Alaska. And English is the most commonly spoken language in the U.S., followed by Spanish. Mexico is just south of the United States. The official name of Mexico is the United Mexican States. Mexico is the 11th most populated country in the world, 14th largest country by land area. There are 31 states in Mexico. Over 23,000 years ago, stones have been found to suggest that humans lived there. The national symbol of Mexico is the golden eagle, and it's on their flag. The main language spoken in Mexico is Spanish, and the most popular sport in Mexico is football, but we call it soccer. Animals of North America. I'm sure you've seen some of these in your backyard. A blue jay, fox, raccoon, maybe even a snake or a rainbow trout. South America is our next continent. Be sure to pay close attention to the shape of the continent because it's going to help you in your task. Facts about South America. Andes in South America form the 2nd highest mountain system in the world. The Angel Falls of South America is the highest waterfall in the world. It has the world's largest river, the Amazon. South America is home to the world's largest snake, the anaconda. Major languages spoken in South America are Spanish and Portuguese. Brazil is the largest producer of coffee in the world, and soccer is the dominant game in this continent, but they call it football, remember? Animals of South America. Look how beautiful and different each of these animals are. Sometimes we see alpacas maybe here in the United States, but they originated from South America. Next is Europe. Europe is bordered by the Arctic Ocean to the north, the Atlantic Ocean to the west, the Mediterranean Sea to the south, and the Black Sea, and connected waterways to the southeast. Europe has approximately 50 countries. That's a lot. Russia is by far the largest by both area and population, taking up 40% of the continent, while the Vatican City is the smallest. A fun fast fact about Russia is half of Russia is in Europe and the other half is in Asia. Europe is the 6th largest continent in size and the 3rd largest in population. The animals of Europe, look how different and vast they are. Antarctica is our next continent. I love Antarctica. Antarctica is a very unique continent. I wanted to show you this picture because pay close attention to the shape of Antarctica. Most of the time when we see Antarctica on a flat map, it's at the bottom of the map. Here's some facts about Antarctica. It is the southernmost continent on Earth. The South Pole is found in Antarctica. It is surrounded by the Southern Ocean. It is bigger than Europe and almost double the size of Australia. Most of Antarctica is covered in ice over 1 mile thick. Because it experiences such little rain, Antarctica is actually considered a desert. The coldest recorded temperature on Earth occurred in Antarctica. You can't live permanently on Antarctica, but you could go visit if you needed to do research. While Antarctica features harsh living conditions, a number of plants and animals have adapted to survive and call the continent home. Some of these include penguins and seals. Around 90% of the ice on the Earth is found in Antarctica. These are some of the animals of Antarctica. I'm sure you've seen some of them. Now, let's go back to talking about what Antarctica looks like on a map. Antarctica looks like this on the bottom of a map. You can see Antarctica here on this map. This is the true representation of Antarctica. Australia is our next continent. It is the world's 6th largest continent by area. It is sometimes known as an island continent. Do you remember why it's called the island continent? It has a desert known as the Outback, which covers much of the land. The world's largest reef system, the Great Barrier Reef, is in Australia. Australia has a range of different landscapes, including urban areas, mountain ranges, deserts, and rainforests. There are over 750 different reptile species, more than any other country in the world. The animals from Australia include the koala, the emu, the snake, a platypus, kangaroos, and kookaburras. Let's talk about Asia next. This continent is also home to the largest continuous sandy desert. The world's highest peak is here, Mount Everest, on the border between China and Nepal. About half of all Asians are farmers. At its eastern edge, this continent is made up of thousands of islands. Asia is the largest continent by land area. The animals of Asia are the panda, tiger, tarsier, and the Komodo dragon. I'm sure there's more variety of animals there living in Asia. Now let's talk about your task. So your task is where you're going to cut and label and color all of your continents. So you're going to cut, color, and label them, and then you're going to post them onto the map. So that's your first task for today. The other task that I wanted to share with you is the game. Do you remember the game Memory? So all you need to do to play this game is you're going to cut along the lines, and then you're going to mix them up and place them face down, and you're going to see if you can match the picture with the word. Let me show you an example. So you're going to take your pieces, you would put them face down, then you would try to go around and see if you can match the pieces. Here are 2 examples of what I have done. Something else I wanted to show you is some things that you can do online. There are tons of online activities that you can use, but more specifically, I love videos. So I want to show you a couple of YouTube videos that I had found online that I love to sing along to.
About 70% of the surface of the earth is ocean water, and it's divided up in 5 parts from biggest to smallest. Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern, Arctic. Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern, Arctic.
Pacific, to be specific, I'm a third of the Earth's surface where my turf is, and my Mariana Trench is the very, very deepest in the sea.
And I'm the Atlantic, named after the Greek god Atlas, with the Bermuda Triangle and the Gulf Stream in me.
I'm the Indian Ocean, I'm the warmest around.
And I'm the Southern Ocean where Antarctica is found.
And I'm the Arctic, the smallest and the shallowest, but that's fine, you see, I've got more ice than you've ever seen. Even polar bears walk on me. We're the
Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern, Arctic. Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern, Arctic.
One more time.
Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern, Arctic. Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern, Arctic.
If that one doesn't give you an earworm, then this one definitely will.
The world is split up into continents. There are 7 in all. And if you get the gist, we're gonna make a list from biggest to small. They are Asia, Africa, North and South America, Antarctica, Europe, and finally Australia. Asia, Africa, North and South America, Antarctica, Europe, and finally Australia.
Hey, my name is Asia, and more than half of the world lives here, but whatever.
And I am Africa with desert for miles, and my Nile is the longest river. North America, start down in Panama, wide open spaces all the way to Canada.
I'm South America with animals galore, where the rainforest grows, cause the rain really pours.
I'm Antarctica, and I'm totally alive.
And I'm Europe, you're welcome, for the pasta, pizza, waffles, and fries.
I am Australia, some call me Oceania. I got a lot of islands, too many to explain to ya.
We are Asia, Africa, North and South America, Antarctica, Europe, and finally Australia.
Love that song too. Sometimes you can go online and you can find things about continents and oceans that if you wanted to learn something else about them. We all love Tim and Moby on Brain Pop.
Excuse me, may I please have another bag of almonds? Oh, and can he go up and meet the pilots? Dear Tim and Moby, what exactly is a continent? Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'll take your word for it. A continent is a large area of land with distinct geographic borders, like mountains or oceans. No, it's not a very precise definition. In fact, not everyone agrees about the number of continents on Earth. In the US, we teach that there are 7. In other countries, many students are taught that there are 6. North and South America are counted as 1. We're going to focus on the 7-continent model. It includes North America, South America, Antarctica, Africa, Europe, Asia, and Australia. The United States is on the continent of North America. North America also includes Canada, Mexico, Greenland, the countries of Central America, and the Caribbean islands. It has the most varied climate of any continent. Frozen tundras, lush forests, deserts, and mountain ranges. Pretty much every ecosystem is represented here. Just to the south of Central America is the continent of South America. There's lots of cool stuff to see in South America. The Amazon River, the Andes mountain range, and the largest tropical rainforest on Earth. Below the southern tip of South America, there's Antarctica. Antarctica is the only continent with no permanent residents. The population equals 0, except for a handful of scientists. It's the coldest, windiest continent, with average temperatures way below 0. More than half of the world's fresh water is locked in Antarctica's thick ice sheet.
Hey, dude.
Hey. Moving north, we come to Africa, the second biggest continent on Earth. It's home to the largest desert, the Sahara, the longest river, the Nile, and the biggest savannas, tropical grasslands. It's also where most scientists think the first human beings appeared a long, long time ago. Every single one of us has ancestors in Africa, if you go back far enough. No, maybe not you. Anyway, north of Africa is Europe. It's small, but it's the most densely populated continent in the world. It contains close to 50 countries, each with its own laws and customs. They're packed so close together, you can see a crazy mix of beautiful old cities in just a few days. Rome, Paris, London, Prague, and dozens more. East of Europe is Asia, the largest continent of them all. It's home to both the highest point on Earth, Mount Everest, and the lowest point on the shores of the Dead Sea. It's also got a bigger population than any other continent. About 60% of all the people on Earth live in Asia. It's home to literally thousands of different cultures and languages. I don't know how many robots, but probably a lot of those too. Southeast of Asia is the smallest continent, Australia. It's home to some of the weirdest animals on Earth, including the duck-billed platypus. Oi! Right. Anyway, Australia includes the country Australia, plus the island of New Guinea. That leaves out New Zealand and 11 other countries. We lump all the South Pacific countries and islands into a geographic region called Oceania, although in some parts of the world, Oceania is considered a continent, not Australia. So there you have it, the continents of the world. Did you get to meet the pilots? Just the autopilots. Okay.
That Moby, he's so silly. Well, guys, again, think about your task that you're required to do. Remember, you're supposed to color, label, and cut out, and then place your continents onto your map. And I would continue on doing this and placing these where they go. I think this one is actually Australia. See if I'm right on that one. Also, don't forget to do your memory game where you take your puzzle pieces and you cut them out, you place them face down, and see if you can match your game pieces. Again, here's an example just in case you need an idea of what you're supposed to do. We hope that you, again, stay safe and well. We miss you and love you very much, and we can't wait to see you guys soon. Bye.